In the north of Italy lies Lombardia, a land of rivers, fertile plains, foggy winters, and cities that changed the course of European history. If Italy were a storybook, Lombardia would be one of its most important chapters, a place of warriors, merchants, artists, and dreamers. Empires rose here, armies marched here, artists painted here, and writers found inspiration here. The region takes its name from the Lombard invasion, when a Germanic people called the Lombards arrived in Italy in the year 568. They came as conquerors, but they stayed as rulers, and their name remained forever on this land. But the story of Lombardia begins long before that, in a time of tribes, rivers, and forests. To understand Lombardia, you must first understand its geography, because geography is destiny. Lombardia is one of the largest and most populated regions of Italy, and also one of the richest, and this is not by accident. To the north are the Alps, high and powerful mountains that form a natural border with Switzerland. These mountains protected the region, but they also connected it to northern Europe through trade routes and mountain passes. Armies, merchants, ideas, and cultures all passed through these mountains. To the south lies the Great Po Valley, one of the most fertile plains in Europe, crossed by the Po River and many other rivers such as Adda, Ticino, and Oglio. This land is perfect for agriculture. Rice, wheat, corn, and vineyards grow here. Even today, this area is one of the largest rice-producing regions in Europe, which explains why risotto is so important in Lombard cuisine. The region is also famous for its lakes, formed by ancient glaciers thousands of years ago. Lake Como, Lake Garda, Lake Maggiore, Lake Iseo. Even the ancient Romans loved Lake Como. Rich Roman families built villas there to escape the heat of the city, exactly like many people do today. For centuries, the lakes of Lombardia have been places of beauty, rest, and inspiration. The capital city is Milano, the economic and cultural heart of the region. Before the Romans, Celtic tribes lived in this region. They built settlements, traded goods, and lived along the rivers. Then came Rome, and everything changed. The Romans founded one of the most important cities in the empire, Milano, known in Latin as Mediolanum. It became so important that it was once the capital of the Western Roman Empire. In fact, for a period of time, Milano was more important than Rome politically, because the Roman emperor lived in Milano to defend the northern borders of the empire. In 313 AD, a very important event happened here, the Edict of Milan, inspired by Emperor Constantine the Great, which allowed Christians to practice their religion freely. This decision changed the history of Europe and the history of Christianity. From this moment, Milano became not only a political city, but also a religious city, one of the most important centers of Christianity in Europe. After the fall of Rome, many groups fought for control of Lombardia. The Lombards ruled first, then the Franks, and later powerful local families governed the cities. During the Middle Ages, cities like Bergamo, Brescia, Como, and Milano became rich through trade, banking, and agriculture. These cities were often independent and fought against emperors and against each other. One of the most famous medieval families was the Visconti family, followed by the Sforza family, who ruled Milano and built castles, churches, and canals. The Navigli canals of Milano were improved with the help of Leonardo da Vinci, who lived and worked in Milano for years. Leonardo was not only a painter and inventor. While in Milano, he also designed stage sets, costumes, and incredible special effects for festivals and celebrations, at the court of the Sforza family. He created moving scenery, mechanical animals, and theatrical machines that amazed people of his time. While in Milano, Leonardo painted one of the most famous artworks in the world, The Last Supper, which can still be seen today in the convent of Santa Maria delle Grazie. Leonardo wrote, "La semplicità è l'ultima sofisticazione." Another incredible fact from this period is the Duomo of Milano, which took almost 6 centuries to complete. Construction began in 1386 and was only officially completed in the 20th century. This means generations of people were born, lived and died while the cathedral was still being built. After the Renaissance, Lombardia was ruled by Spain and later by Austria. Despite foreign rule, the region remained rich and important because of agriculture and trade. In the 1800s, Lombardia became a center of the movement for Italian unification, known as the Risorgimento. The people of Milan rebelled against Austrian rule during the famous 5 Days of Milan. During these 5 days in 1848, it was not only soldiers who fought. Ordinary citizens built barricades in the streets. Men, women, and even children helped defend the city. It was a moment when the people themselves became the army. A famous writer from Milano, Alessandro Manzoni, wrote the novel The Betrothed, I Promessi Sposi, one of the most important books in Italian literature and a symbol of Italian identity. The novel is set partly around Lake Como. Manzoni wrote, "Il buon senso c'era, ma se ne stava nascosto per paura del senso comune." Today, Lombardia is the richest and most industrialized region in Italy. Milano is famous for fashion, finance, design, publishing and culture. It is one of the great economic capitals of Europe. But Lombardia is not only business, it is also music, culture and great personalities. The composer Giuseppe Verdi, born in this region, became one of the greatest opera composers in history. During the time of Italian unification, people wrote "Viva Verdi" on walls, but it was also a secret political message, Vittorio Emanuele, Re d'Italia. So even music became politics. Verdi once said, "Torniamo all'antico e sarà un progresso." Another famous artist from Lombardia was Caravaggio, who changed painting forever with dramatic light and shadow. But Caravaggio was also famous for his violent temper. He fought, argued, and even had to escape from cities because of trouble with the law. He lived a dramatic life, just like his paintings. Lombardia has many traditions connected to food, seasons, and religion. Typical foods include risotto alla milanese, polenta, ossobuco, panettone, torrone from Cremona. There is a legend that risotto alla milanese was born by accident in the 1500s when a glassmaker's assistant added saffron to rice as a joke during a wedding. The rice turned golden yellow and everyone loved it, and so a famous dish was born. There is also a romantic legend about panettone. According to the story, a young baker named Tony created a special sweet bread to impress the father of the girl he loved. People began to call the bread pan di Tony, which later became panettone. Lombardia also has many legends and folklore stories. One legend from Lake Como tells of a mysterious creature called the Lariosauro, a prehistoric monster that, according to legends, still lives in the deep waters of the lake. In the Alpine valleys, people tell stories of witches, forest spirits, and mysterious lights in the mountains. These stories were told during long winter nights when families sat together around the fire while outside there was snow, wind, and silence. Lombardia has produced many famous people who changed art, music, literature and politics. Leonardo da Vinci, Alessandro Manzoni, Giuseppe Verdi, Caravaggio, Silvio Berlusconi. These figures show us something important. Lombardia has never been only a place of money and industry, but also a place of ideas, music, literature and art. Il segreto del lago. C'era una volta un ragazzo che viveva vicino al lago di Como. Si chiamava Marco e ogni mattina andava al lago con suo nonno. Un giorno Marco chiese: «Nonno, è vero che c'è un mostro nel lago?» Il nonno sorrise e disse: «Forse sì, forse no, ma il lago ha molti segreti». Una sera Marco vide qualcosa nell'acqua. Una forma lunga e scura si muoveva lentamente. Marco aveva paura, ma era anche curioso. Il giorno dopo tornò al lago, ma non vide più niente. Il nonno gli disse: «Ricorda, Marco, i laghi, le montagne e le città hanno sempre storie. Se ascolti bene puoi sentirle». Marco guardò il lago e sorrise. Forse il mostro non era importante, forse la storia era il vero segreto. Lombardia is a region where history, art, music and industry meet. From Roman emperors to Renaissance artifacts, from medieval lords to modern designers, this region tells the story of Italy in one place. It is a land of rivers and fog, of cathedrals and factories, of operas and novels, of legends and innovation. A place where the past and the future live in the same street, where a Roman road can lead to a modern skyscraper, and where every city has a story to tell. If you enjoyed this journey through Lombardia, follow the channel and join me as we explore the history, culture, traditions and stories of every region of Italy, one region at a time.